In this scientific episode, we go back in time to meet a fierce and imposing cat, an apex predator that ruled the terrestrial ecosystems of the Americas until its sudden disappearance. This legendary creature has captured our imagination since its discovery, and is considered one of the greatest and most iconic symbols of prehistoric times. However, despite its fame, there are many aspects of its life and behavior that remain unknown. So, let's start digging to uncover the secrets of this animal. But before we continue, if you want to know more about the incredible world of paleontology and similar topics, make sure to stay tuned, because at the end of the video we will show you a special channel where you will find new adventures. Although commonly referred to as the Saber-Toothed tiger, Smilodon was not related to modern tigers. It belonged to the family of saber-toothed cats, Smilodon, which included several genera and species of feline with long canines. These cats inhabited North and South America and Europe during the Pleistocene epoch. Smilodon lived in a wide variety of habitats, ranging from coastal plains to mountainous regions, and from forests to grasslands. Smilodon appeared in the fossil record of North America about 2 million years ago and persisted until 10,000 years ago. Its remains have been found in several places in both continents, including Florida, Texas, Idaho, Nebraska, South Carolina, and Venezuela. In fact, more than 200 Smilodon specimens have been discovered in the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles. Most of these specimens come from Smilodon. Smilodon gracilis was a little bigger and was found in South America. Regarding the anatomy of Smilodon, it should be noted that it was a large cat, heavier than all extant felids, and with a muscular body adapted for fast running and powerful jumping. Its skull was wide and short, its teeth were large, and its canines were extremely long. Its fur was short, and its tail long and bushy. Judging by its skeletal structure, Smilodon had a big heart and lungs, a trait shared by most big cats today. Some researchers suggest that Smilodon could reach a maximum speed of 80 kilometers per hour. According to paleontologist Thomas van der Wateren, who studied the bones of Smilodon in the American Museum of Natural History, the saber-toothed cat could run at speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour and jump over obstacles up to 3 meters high. This is confirmed by a study published in the Journal of Paleontology in 2005, which used computer tomography to estimate the musculature of Researchers concluded that Smilodon was a hypercarnivorous cat capable of hunting large mammals, but unlike lions, it was solitary. Its long canines, which could reach up to 30 centimeters in length, are one of the main distinctive features of These teeth, which protruded from the upper jaw, were long, thin, and serrated on one side. Unlike those of modern cats, they did not fold together when closing the mouth, but formed a scissor-like grip. Contrary to what happens with cheetahs or jaguars, when Smilodon closed its mouth, its canine teeth touched near the middle of the cheek teeth, not at the corner of the mouth. Another difference with other cats is that Smilodon's skull was very wide and robust, especially in the region behind the eye sockets and above the ins. This wide temporal region provided space for the attachment of powerful muscles that would allow for strong bites. In addition, the back of its skull was flat, a feature typical of cats that roar, such as lions and tigers. Another interesting aspect of Smilodon's anatomy is its jaw. As already mentioned, it was very wide, which allowed the animal to have a larger bite. Also, unlike modern cats, whose lower jaw is attached to the skull by two joints, Smilodon's jaw was connected by a single joint located further back than in current species. This allowed Smilodon to obtain a greater opening angle, a trait shared by modern hyenas. Finally, Smilodon's paws were large, with claws that could be partially retractable. According to paleontologists, this was an adaptation to support its heavy weight and chase down large prey. But how did Smilodon hunt? Taking into account its anatomy and behavior, It is estimated that Smilodon preferred to ambush its prey, taking advantage of its great strength and speed to knock it down quickly. Then it would cause serious injuries with its sharp claws and long canines. Smilodon's diet consisted mainly of large mammals, such as mammoths, mastodons, bison, horses, tapirs, camels, and prehistoric relatives of modern llamas and alpacas. There is evidence that Smilodon also hunted in packs, although it was probably not as common as in modern wolves or spotted hyenas. In this regard, there is a theory that the saber-toothed cat's skull was too heavy to climb trees. However, according to a study published in the Journal of Zoology in 2011, skull would not have been a problem for climbing, because the neck vertebrae of Smilodon were longer than those of modern tigers, which are good climbers. This suggests that Smilodon could climb trees perfectly well. As for its distribution, Smilodon lived throughout the Americas, from Alaska to Argentina. Although some scientists believe that there were regional differences between the populations of both continents, Smilodon in South America was slightly larger than Smilodon in North America. Now we come to one of the most controversial aspects of Smilodon, its extinction. There are different hypotheses trying to explain the disappearance of this iconic predator. One theory is that the long canines of Smilodon were a curse rather than a blessing, causing problems while walking, hunting, or fighting. Some scientists even suggest that these teeth could be tangled and broken easily, leaving the animal defenseless. But this hypothesis is not supported by the fossil record, which shows few problems with dental wear or breakage. Another theory is that the saber-toothed cat became a victim of the environmental changes that occurred at the end of the Ice Age. About 12,000 years ago, the megafauna disappeared in many regions of the world, possibly due to rising temperatures, habitat fragmentation, and competition with humans. Smilodon's decline may have followed the same pattern as other large mammals, as smaller, more adaptable species generally survived. Finally, there is the hypothesis that links the extinction of Smilodon with the arrival of humans in the Americas about 13,000 years ago. Some experts argue that the saber-toothed cat was exterminated by human hunting, or that it was affected by the fires caused by humans. However, there is no direct evidence to support this theory. Some authors point out that Smilodon's disappearance coincides with the beginning of the Younger Dryas, a period of rapid climatic change marked by a return to colder conditions. Others claim that Smilodon simply disappeared naturally without any human intervention. In reality, the extinction of Smilodon is still a mystery, and all these hypotheses could be true. We may never know exactly what happened to this amazing animal. Now, let's answer the question posed in the title of the video. Why did we find thousands of skeletons in the same place? Smilodon remains have been found in large numbers in asphalt deposits, such as the Labrie tar pits in Los Angeles and the Talara asphalt lake in Peru. These deposits are natural pits filled with asphalt or tar, seeping from underground petroleum deposits. Animals got stuck in them and eventually died. In the case of Labrie, there are more than 50,000 fossils of more than 600 species, including Regarding the number of Smilodon skeletons, there are more than 200 specimens, which makes it the second most represented genus after the Gomphothea, a type of extinct mammal similar to a mixture of an elephant and a rhinoceros. On the other hand, in Talara the Smilodon is the most abundant species with 157 specimens. The abundance of Smilodon remains in these sites may indicate that the saber-toothed cat was a successful predator that inhabited these regions and hunted large mammals that also ventured into these areas. Another possibility is that the asphalt pools acted as traps for animals, and that Smilodon, attracted by the presence of prey, entered the pools and got stuck. It is also likely that the carcasses of Smilodon and other animals were carried to these pools by the current and accumulated over time. In conclusion, Smilodon was a fascinating and formidable animal that played an important role in the ecosystems of the Americas. Its impressive size, strength, and agility made it one of the most efficient predators of its time. Its long canines were a key part of its hunting strategy and helped it inflict lethal wounds on its prey. Despite its success as a hunter, Smilodon disappeared at the end of the Ice Age, possibly due to environmental changes, habitat loss, and competition with other predators, including humans. The discovery and study of its fossil remains have allowed us to learn about its anatomy, behavior, and extinction, providing valuable insights into the history of life on Earth. If you liked this video and want to know more about extinct animals, don't forget to stay tuned for new episodes. Also subscribe to our second channel to enjoy new adventures every week. Thank you for watching and see you next time.